What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here with the one, the only, Dilly Vanilli wearing his America's team shirt. Look at that shirt. Look at that shirt. Look at that shirt. We are here just live to discuss whatever we want to in regards to the NFL. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you hit up the chat. Ask us any questions you want regarding your favorite team, the NFL, or even a personal question. We'll try and get back to you on that. But we're just going to go over some topics that we wanted to discuss, and we wanted to package as each individual video. So pretty much we thought, hey, why don't we come on live here for the fans? We haven't been live in a while, so let's go live, and then maybe we'll separate these topics into individual videos for the people that weren't able to join us live. So Dilly, what's going on, bro? Let the people know how you feel. What's your NFL mind thinking at this point in the calendar? It's now July 11th. So we're getting closer to preseason football.
Yeah, we're pretty close. We're getting closer than we were a couple months ago. I think we're about 2 months. I would say like right at 2 months away from the regular season. I'm excited. I've been waiting for football for God knows how long. Considering the last two teams were two teams that were playing in the Super Bowl were teams from the bottom line view, that weren't mine. I kind of want to see some Cowboys action. So I'm excited for football. I'm excited to talk with the fans again. We don't do a lot of live streams in the off season, but when we do, like to jam pack them with a lot of topics so you guys can get on in action. So I'm pretty happy, and I'm excited to chat with everybody here today.
Yeah. So Madden44 says first talk about the Lions. He said Rob says what up. Ghost Skittle says did you watch BB Dylan?
Yes, Big Brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, watch it last night or tonight. Good episode. Really good episode.
And also Ghost Skittle says, what up, Rob? Rob's in the chat. What's going on, Rob? Rob's Mr. What's that thing he always does? Fact or fiction. Fact or fiction. That's Rob. Yeah, the Raiders fan, right? Raiders fan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Just make sure. I haven't been live in a while. I'm trying to remember everybody here. So, yeah, if you guys have any topics or anything, or even videos you want us to do in the future, let us know. We're always looking for ideas. So, Dylan, let's start it off with one of our topics.
Like a 49ers fan, by the way. That you just chatted.
Oh, 49ers. My bad. I got him confused with somebody else. Regular season win totals.
All right.
For 2018, according to Las Vegas. We're going to do over or under. I'm just going to go alphabetical order, and Dylan's going to say over, Dylan's going to say under. I'm going to say over or under, depending on what the win total is, and we'll give maybe one or two reasons why, and then we'll just move on. Okay, let's try and get through this pretty quickly here. So We're starting off with the Arizona Cardinals. Of course, they won 8 games in 2017. Their win total over or under is 5.5. Dylan, what do you think about this?
Over, but just barely, like 6 or 7.
Okay, give me one or two reasons why.
David Johnson's coming back. That'll at least prove the offense a little bit, and I think that they'll probably win some games within their division, maybe against like the Seahawks and a couple lower teams to get them past 6 games.
Oh, Dylan lagged for a bit there, but he said David Johnson's coming back, and they're going to win a couple more games. All right.
They'll win a couple games against the weaker teams on their schedule.
Okay, makes sense. For me, I'm going to say, ooh, that is tough. 5.5. They won 8 last year, so it's kind of hard for you to believe that they wouldn't win over.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't checked their schedule. The first thing that came to my mind is actually under.
Really? Under 5.5 games?
I think it's going to be about 5 wins. Because I just think, yeah, they got David Johnson back, but they did lose what I think was arguably the most underrated coach in football. Bruce Arians is retired, and of course they have a new head coach. And I can't trust Sam Bradford to stay healthy. If I knew Sam Bradford was staying healthy for 16 games, I'd say possibly they go over on this one. And still, I haven't made my predictions for each individual game on their schedule, so we'll see what happens there. But like if Josh Rosen comes in and then it could just become like the Cardinals are trying to tank for a pick or whatever. I don't think their defense is quite as good as it has been the last couple of years. And their offense is really lacking weapons outside of Fitzgerald in the receiving core. So I really don't love their team very much, although I could see it going either way. I think their range is somewhere between 5 and 7 wins, but I would say that 5.5 is pretty correct. I'm just going to go on the lower end because one of these teams has to have low win totals. So I'm going to say the Cardinals are going to be one of those teams. Okay. Moving on, the Atlanta Falcons, they had 10 wins in 2017. Their 2018 over or under is 9. Dylan, what do you think about that?
9, I think I'm going to go over. I think they will have 9 or 10 wins. I don't think they'll be lower than 9 personally for me. I think they got a good enough offense. Julio Jones, they'll win some pretty good games. So I will go over for the Falcons.
So you're going to say, are you going to say over or even?
Let's see. 9 games.
Because if you think they're going to win 9, then just say even. But if you think they're going to go over with 10, then say over.
I will go over with 10.
Okay. All right. I'll say even. I think they'll win 9 games this year. I think that's a pretty accurate number. At the moment, I don't have the Atlanta Falcons making the playoffs. That might be a little bold for some people, but I just think it's one of those years where there's some madness going on with Julio Jones. I just think it's one of these years where they will regress a little bit as a total football team. They lost some of their some impact players on defense, especially in their front 7. Their offense is still going to be very talented. They have a very tough division. I think they'll still be a good team, but I just think this is one of those years where they'll just miss out on the playoffs. So I'm going to say 9 wins. Then we have the Baltimore Ravens, who won 9 games in 2017. 8 is the total this year. What do you think about that, Dylan?
8 wins. This is tough. You know what? I'm going to go even on this one. I think 8 wins is a solid total for them right now. I don't think they're the greatest team in the world, and I feel like the AFC is going to be struggling again to find its 6th playoff team. So in terms of that, maybe there's a chance for them, but I think 8 wins is a solid prediction for the Vegas total. So I'll go even 8 wins.
Okay, for me, for the Baltimore Ravens, I'm going to go under. I think that I love John Harbaugh, and you guys know this if you watch the channel. He's one of my favorite coaches. So I can never quite say that the Ravens are out of a playoff scenario, but whenever I think about the teams coming out of the AFC, I never consider the Ravens. The Ravens never come into my mind, and maybe I'm overlooking them a little bit, but I just don't trust the Joe Flacco that I've seen over the past couple of years. Their offense doesn't really excite me very much. Defense is a little older. I think it's going to be around 7 wins. I think it's just going to be like 7, maybe 6 on a bad year, but I think it's going to be like 7 wins. And if they have the whole Lamar Jackson circus going with their fans, it could be even lower. But I think they're probably going to be the favorite to finish 2nd in their division, but I just don't think they're good enough to be put in that 500 area quite for me. But that's just my opinion. Buffalo Bills, they won 9 wins in 2017, 6.5 2018. That's quite a significantly down number considering they made the playoffs last year. What do you think, Dylan?
And I actually think they'll be lower. I'm going to go under on this one. You look at the talent for the Bills. Mitch did complain about that on our worst games of 2018. And there's just not a lot to be excited for if I'm a Bills fan. And I think the AFC East, we'll talk about it in a minute, but it's a pretty bad division except for one team. So I don't see much coming from the Bills. I'm going to go under.
Yeah, I'm going to join you there. I think the Bills are going to be one of the worst football teams in the NFL this year. I know they made the playoffs last year. I don't think that helps them in any regard, considering that it's going to hurt them in the schedule department, as well as the quarterback situation is ultra sketchy. I'm a big Josh Allen guy, but you look at the rest of the offense, and he's probably not even going to play. So it's going to be A.J. McCarron, and the offensive line is arguably the worst in the NFL. LaShawn McCoy, we don't know what's going on with him. The receiver core is at the bottom 2. So this offense is probably the worst in the NFL. The defense, I think, has a big issue in the middle of their defense at the linebacking core. Secondary is really good. They have some good things. I don't mind their coach, but I just don't think they're a good enough team to replicate what they did last season. So I'm going to say that's under. Panthers, they won 11 games in 2017. Their win total this year in 2018 is 9. Dylan, I think a lot of people rather really like the Panthers this year or don't like the Panthers this year. I think there's not many people that are in the middle on the Panthers.
This is tough here because I'm inclined to either go 9-7 or 10-6 with their record. I'm gonna go even. I feel like this team is going to be good. It's going to be decent. Cam Newton obviously going to play well, and the addition of C.J. Anderson I think is going to be very underrated to their offense. But I just don't know how much they're going to be able to compete. The NFC South is very competitive, so they might not win many divisional games. It depends, but I'm going to go even. It's very difficult, but I'll go 9-7.
Yeah, it's actually tough for me to decide who's going to be a better football team this year between Atlanta and Carolina. Very even teams. So I had Atlanta at even with 9. I think the Panthers are, like Dylan said, I think we agree a lot on these two teams. I think they're going to be around that 8 to 10 to 11, maybe 11 range if they have a good season again. Cam Newton was awesome last year. They won a lot of really close games. Like I think they were like 7-1 in games decided by less than a touchdown, which is really hard to replicate. So I'm going to say they go a couple wins down from that. I'm going to say even is about right. I think they're going to win about 9 games if I had to guess. And I think right now, as of right now, it could obviously change with Atlanta, but I think I have them second in their division, but it could change. Okay. Then we have Chicago with 5 wins in 2017, 6.5 in 2018. And you know how I feel about those Bears, Dylan. So let's see what you think about the 6.5 win total. And I know you're not a big Mitch Trubisky guy, so let's see what you think.
I'm not a big Mitch Trubisky guy, but I will go over on this total here. If they were 5-11 with like a terrible offense and John Fox is their head coach, what makes me think that they're going to be worse with like, a way better system? And they just really helped him out. Mitch Trubisky is not my favorite QB. Colin Cowherd actually gave him a D rating in the QB selection, so that was interesting.
What a guy.
What a guy. What a man.
How can you rate a guy named Mitch a D?
D, the letter D. But yeah, I think they'll go. I think they'll go at least. I'm thinking somewhere in the 7-8 win range. Their division's very difficult, but they will they'll improve a lot from last season. So I'm gonna go over.
Over. I don't know if you'll call this a bold prediction, but they're gonna at least win 8 games.
At least? Ooh.
At least.
That's bold. That's a little bold.
At least win 8 games. Chicago Bears. Cincinnati Bengals, 2017 win total, 7. 2018 win total, 6.5. I think I know where Dilly Vanilli is going to put his money.
Under. What is it? 6? You said 6.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think this team. We were talking about this after a video a couple days ago because I was ragging on them pretty hard. And I looked at their schedule, actually. I feel like they're going to go 4-12 or 5-11, personally. I don't think they have a lot of talent, and there's nothing. I think they'll actually, this might be bold, I think they'll be last in their division this year. So I'm going to go under.
Okay. I don't know about the Bengals because as opposed to Dylan, I think they do have a talented defense, especially their front 7. Their secondary, I think William Jackson is one of the most underrated corners in the league. But their offense is, to me, their problem. Like, besides A.J. Green, Tyler Eifert is always hurt. Joe Mixon is talented, but not necessarily proven. And Andy Dalton doesn't excite you. And I don't know about the whole Marvin Lewis situation. I'm going to say that's tough, 6.5. Because I don't really see them going much over. I'm going to say under. Because, I could see it going under as opposed to going significantly over. So I'm going to say slightly under. I say they win about 6 games this year, 6-7 in that range. But I'm going to say 6. I think this is a really good number by Vegas, to be honest. The next team is, of course, the Cleveland Browns, who lost 16 games and won 0 games last year. They have a 2018 win total of 5.5. Dylan.
This is tough. I feel like Vegas can't put it lower than 4.5 because it's just not fair. Oh, 5.5 games. I'm going to go slightly under. I think 5 is where I have it. So I think this is a fair number, which would mean that the Bengals would either be 4-12 or lose for it to be worse. I can't put them over just because of what we saw last season. I know they got a lot of pieces coming into this year, but I feel bad going over that point. So I'm just going to go 5-11, which would be under.
See, their offense has the talent to go over.
Mm-hmm.
Their front seven has the talent to go over. There's two problems on this team: the coaching
Yeah.
and the secondary. Those are the two problems. And coaching is a big one. Ugh.
It's tough.
I'm
I
gonna
just
say under. I think they're gonna win 5 at this point, but I could see the Browns winning as many as 8 games.
okay. That's quite a step. I'll win 16 to 8-8.
I'm gonna say 5 right now, but I think they can win as many as 8. So I'm gonna go under.
All right.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
9 wins in 2017. Their win total in 2018. Do you want to guess this?
9.5.
8.5.
Oh, well then over. Yeah, no, I got to go at least over. I feel like if the Cowboys are going to be at least 9-7, I'm hoping for 10-6. I feel like there's enough stuff there, and I think the defense, the front line for the defense is going to be really good, like super underrated this year. So I'm going to go over.
I'm gonna go under. Hey!
Of course you're going to go under.
I think they're honestly, bro. I think they're around 7 wins. Maybe 8.
Disrespect.
If they put it all together, they can get 10. But I don't know. I think they're just one of those teams that they have a high floor, but they have a low ceiling this year. I feel like they can't be any worse than 7 wins or 6 wins, but they can't be any better than like 10. That's just my opinion.
No, I mean, I'm looking at their schedule. It's difficult, but under 8 games, I think is a little disrespect there.
All right, I think the chat's gonna agree with me. I don't know. Let's continue to the Denver Broncos. 5 wins in 2017, a straight 7 for the Broncos for 2018. What do you think about that 7 for the Broncos?
7 for the Broncos. I'm gonna go even. I don't really have confidence in them to go over at this point. Like, I feel like there is certain talent there, but I don't know. Nothing really excites me about the Broncos right now. So I'm gonna go even.
They do kind of seem like a 7-9 team, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Scream 7-9.
Yeah, I think I gotta go even too, because right now I think the Broncos, like, I can see the potential in the Broncos and why people would think the Broncos would be good this year, and I don't have a problem with if you think that. But right now I have to say that they're gonna finish last in their division, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, well, either them or Kansas City, I feel like is gonna be.
So, and I just have too much faith in Andy Reid to really say that the Chiefs are gonna finish last. So that's just me. But that's why I'm going to go 7-9, because I can't see them winning like 9 games and finishing last in their division. So I'm going to go even. Detroit Lions, 9 wins in 2017 and 8 win total for 2018.
By the way, last year when we did our predictions, this was the only team I got correct in terms of ranking. So that was awesome. 8 wins. I'm going to go over. I think they'll be 9-7 again. I'm just going to keep going the 9-7 Detroit Lions with. Matthew Stafford is too good to be anything under 8 wins.
Interesting. I'm going to go under because I think the Bears are going to be the team that's on the rise in the NFC North, and because I have belief that the Vikings will still be good, unlike some other people, and I believe that the Packers will be in the playoffs. I do believe that the Lions will be the team to finish last in the division, but I do think, like the Broncos, they will be around 6-7 wins.
Wow. Even Matt Patricia can't get you to
even Matt Patricia. And trust me, they can get to as many as 11 wins, I believe. They have an interesting ceiling. But I just think that the Chicago Bears are a much more talented team from top to bottom. And even with Matt Stafford there, I have to say that they are the least talented team in their division. And that's why I'm going to say that they slip a little bit. Plus, they didn't even play Aaron Rodgers last year.
No, they didn't. But, man, I don't know. I feel like they'll still be third in their division. That's just my opinion. We'll see.
Packers, 10 wins. They had 7 last year.
They got them at 10 wins. I'm going to go even. I feel like they're going to be right at 10-6. I think Aaron Rodgers. I feel like the Packers are going to be an overrated team, but I feel like there's still enough talent. And of course, you got Aaron Rodgers, who's the best, like second best quarterback in the league. So, yeah, I'll go 10 wins. I feel like that's a fair enough assumption, and I feel like even with a little bit of talent lacking, he'll still carry them 10 wins if healthy.
Honestly, I'm thinking about it, and as long as Rodgers doesn't get hurt, I'm gonna say it's over.
Really?
I don't think their schedule is that difficult because they did only have 7 wins last year. Therefore, they don't have one of the best or harder schedules. And I think, it's going to be about 10. Like, I think they're going to win 11. So that's why I'm going over. And I think, they're going to be one of the top teams to compete in the NFC. I don't know if they're going to be like a legitimate contender, but I think once the regular season's done, they'll be have a pretty strong record. So I'm going to go 11 for Green Bay, which would mean that it's over. Houston Texans, 4 wins last year. 8.5 is their win total this year. What do you think, Dylan?
Over. I feel like with Deshaun Watson being healthy.
Dylan, where you go?
Did they cut me out for a second?
Yeah.
God damn it. All right. So I said over. I feel like just Deshaun Watson, if he's healthy, he's going to lead that offensive system to some good stuff. 9-7, 10-6. I believe that's believable. I'm still questioning their record more than almost any other team. But given how we saw the offense with Deshaun absolutely tearing it up, if he does that in year 2, they're going to be pretty good. So I'm going to go over.
I'm going to say over as well because I believe the Houston Texans will be a playoff team. Combined with the returning guys on defense, Romeo Crennel being the defensive coordinator once again when he was the defensive coordinator. They were the best defense in the league. And also Deshaun Watson is back. Plus, I think they made underrated moves on their offensive line. So I think Houston Texans will be one of the better teams in the AFC. So I think it's going to be over 8.5, probably around 10, 11 wins. Colts, 4 wins last year. Their projected win total is 6.5 this year because Andrew Luck is expected back.
Under. There is no way I feel like this team is going 6.5 wins. No. Even with Andrew Luck, I still don't know. Like, I have so many questions. I have not seen him on the football field actually throw an NFL-sized football. So is he going to be back? If not, this team is going to struggle. I have a clear feeling right now that they could be 3-13. So under.
It's not. That's too high. Like, I think that they're going to be better than people expect, which is like 5 wins, but it's still going to be under 6.5. Like, I think they're going to win 1 or 2 more games with Luck than they did last year because he's just going to be able to make a couple of more plays. But that's assuming that he is going to be more healthy. But this is still the first year going through a coaching switch, lacking a lot of defensive talent. And the offensive talent isn't the same as it's been. So I'm going to say Colts get like 5-6 wins, but that's still under. Jacksonville Jaguars. This is an interesting one, Dylan. 10 wins last year. They only had 10 wins last year. 9 wins is the over-under for the Jaguars. This is saying that we think Blake Bortles is the 71st quarterback in the NFL.
31st? How did he get up another spot? Who got up ahead of him?
I don't know what it is. 70 is nuts.
Nah, they're going to be over. I mean, even with Blake Bortles as QB, like, I know we've ragged on the guy a lot, and the 70th ranking means that starters and backups for every team is better than Blake Bortles. However, I mean, come on now. Like, look at the talent that is around them. The defense is awesome. We saw it last year. AFC Championship game. For me to be like, they're going to go under after an AFC Championship game, like, and go that bad, no. Even 10-6 is fine for me, but under 9, no.
Yeah, I got to say over because I believe in the Jaguars. They are a regression candidate, though, because their defense was so amazing last year. Oftentimes that's hard to do twice in a row. Yep. But they got better in the offseason. So it's hard to believe that they're going to necessarily be worse than 10-6. I think that the experience is going to help them more than hurt them. So I'm going to say they get like 11 wins. I don't think they're a great regular season team because they play too many teams very closely. So they're like very easily going to lose to like a Jets or something like that. but they're still going to get over 9. So I'm going to say over.
Yep.
Kansas City Chiefs, another interesting one for you, Dylan.
Yep.
10 wins last year, 8.5 is the total.
I'm gonna go under, but I'm gonna say 8. Like I'm gonna say 8 and 8. Like if it was an 8, I would be even. I think they're gonna take just a little bit step down. I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna be great, but first season, I feel like he's just going to. This team needs to understand where they're gonna have to come from and build on it for next season. And I feel like this is gonna be a good building block. So I think they'll be competitive in this division, but I feel like 8 wins is where they'll stand at. So I will be, I guess, under, but barely.
Yeah, I'm going to say under. There's a lot of people that are on the Mahomes bandwagon. I am as well, but I just think this is the year where the Chiefs are going to take a little bit of a setback. But yeah, like you said, I think it's going to be about 7 to 8 wins for the Chiefs. They won't get too much worse than that. I think they'll actually be one of those teams that sort of starts off a little slow and then kind of carries a really good win total into the late half of the year, which is going to get them a lot of hype going into next year. That's what I think the Chiefs are going to do, but we'll see. Chargers, 9 wins last year, 9.5 win total this year. A lot of people fans of the Chargers.
Well, hold on. Even as like a not like Chargers guy, yeah, I'm going over 9.5. I think they're winning this division. I think they're going to win.
Right, do it with me, Dylan.
By the way, actually, I know a guy, one of my friends, he knows Anthony Lynn, the head coach. We actually, yeah, he was at his house a couple days ago. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to win this division. I think Oakland will give a good run for their money. Like if they pull off what they wanted to pull off with Gruden, I think they'll do that. But I think Raiders have a better opportunity at the wild card. And honestly, I think the Chargers are going to be 11-5 as of right now. So yeah, over. I wonder what he's going to think. I don't know.
Chargers. I have the Chargers at about 11 or 12 wins this year. So yeah, that's over. Chargers are a very talented team. And if they don't, that's just disappointing. The Rams. This is interesting.
I'm interested to hear this.
11 wins last year. What do you think the over-under is this year?
11 wins, and they had the best offense. It might be higher than 11, honestly. Like knowing them, I'm just gonna go 11.5. See how it goes from there.
9.5.
9 and what?
Yep.
What? Fuck you. Yes, it's higher. It's anybody that says under for this election. I have no idea what you're smoking. It's 9.5 games. They just got like 4 bigger pieces to make their team better. Like, how in the world am I supposed to look at last season?
I think this is what they're saying. They don't quite believe in Jared Goff.
But Sean McVay made him a better quarterback last year.
9.5. That's what it's telling me. I'm just going off what the number tells me.
Bro,
trying to read Vegas's mind.
That's whack. That's whack. Did they not see that last year? I understand. Like he's gonna have to Goff's gonna have to be more independent this year than he was last year. Like he's not gonna be able to hold the hand of this coach.
Yeah.
But 9.5 wins. Todd Gurley was runner-up for MVP. Like if you saw anything in last season, look at what they're going to get in the next year, and tell me they're gonna be 2 games worse than that? No, fuck that. 9, yeah, over.
Okay, over. I'm going over 2. I think they'll be about. I think they're going to be trying to go for that first seed in the NFC. I think they're going to be right up there. So I think it's going to be about 12-ish wins for the Rams. So 9.5. I am on the opposite side. I know some people are on the side of those personalities are going to set them back. I'm not one of those people.
No.
So. The Miami Dolphins.
Miami
Dolphins, number 1. 6 wins last year.
Yeah.
They had 6. Wow. 6.5 this year. Thoughts?
Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go under. First of all, I talked about them so much in my worst games of 2018. I put them on the list twice for the same game, so that's how much I hated them. No, I don't hate them, but I don't think they're going to be that good. I don't think there's a lot of talent. I do like the running back group a little bit. I think it's underrated, but man, not much to say here. Not liking the potential.
I'm going to go over. I mean, somebody's got to win some games in this division, so I'm going to say 7 or 8 wins for the Dolphins this year.
7 or 8. I mean, I understand your method.
I think their defense is kind of underrated. They upgrade their front 7. Their offensive line is okay. They added Josh Sitton to it. They got some decent receivers. Their running back's not bad. I mean, Tannehill's back, and I think he's better than Cutler.
He is better than
I like Minka Fitzpatrick, so I mean, I'm gonna go 7 or 8 wins, Dolphins.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know how to feel about the Dolphins personally, but
it's hard to feel about any team in this division, other than my Patriots. The Vikings. 13 wins last year, and this is what we were talking about in the chat earlier today. 10 wins is their projection. What do you think, Dylan?
First of all, I like how Ghost Skittle. Okay. Somebody said 8 wins for the Dolphins. I'm like, I thought that was them. Over. I think they'll be 11-5. I think they'll take a little bit of a step back. 13-3 is very difficult to replicate 2 seasons in a row, unless if you're the fucking Patriots. Yeah, 11-5. They'll be really good. They'll be near the top of the NFC, but just taking a little step back in the regular season.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I think they'll be slightly over. 10's a good number, though. 10's a good number.
It's solid.
I think they'll be 11-5-ish, maybe 10-6, so it could be even. But I do think they're going to be slightly under because I just don't think they can replicate that regular season they had last year. Although in the playoffs, it's anyone's game once they get there, which I think they will. Patriots, the highest win total of any team.
Of course.
13 was last year.
Okay.
11 is their projection this year, which is the highest of anyone.
Wow, 11. Huh.
Yes. What do you think, Dylan?
I'm going to go even. I might be surprising people with 11-5. I'm 11-5. That sounds weird. I'm going to go even. I feel like the Patriots team has a little bit of – they're going to have to overcome some stuff. Like we saw from the Super Bowl, they're going to have to figure out this whole team chemistry and whatnot and the Belichick situation. I know it in the first couple weeks of last season. If they get off to a rough start, they might lose 2 games.
They always do, though.
I know, but they could lose 2 or 3 games to pad that stat out. Like it could be just a case of that, and then they win most of their games towards the end of the year. But I'm gonna go even. I feel like there's a little too many questions right now for me to go over.
Okay, well, this is how I'm gonna base my projection. The Patriots, 2017, 13-3. 2016, 14-2. 2015, 12-4. 2014, 12-4. 2013, 12-4. 2012, 12-4. 2011, 13-3. 2010, 14-2. The last time they went under 11 was 10-6 in 2009. That being said, I'm going to go over, but I don't think it'll be much over. I think it'll be 12 wins in 2018. So there you go. That's my thought.
That's your thought. Okay.
New Orleans Saints, 11 last year.
Yep.
9.5.
I know Vegas has to undersell these, but come on. Over. At least 10 wins. At least going to be 10 wins for them. And considering their offense was terrific. I know they're losing Mark Ingram for 4 games, but Alvin Kamara is awesome. And their defense was so much better than the 3 seasons before it. Just going to help them out so much. So, over.
I'm going to say way over.
Way over. Wow. Like what? 12-4?
13-3.
Woo! That's a big one. That might win the NFC. I don't know.
Giants, 3 wins last year. Big 3 wins.
To hear this one.
Big 3 win. 6.5. I think that's a pretty good number.
I think that's fair. I guess we have to go in under and over. So I'm going to go 6-10, which means barely under right now.
I had the Cowboys at 7-9.
Yes, please do not tell me you're going to put more than fucking the
They're not over the Cowboys, I don't think, but they're sort of at the same level. I just don't trust Eli enough to say over, so I'm going to say under.
All right.
I just don't trust Eli. That's the only thing. Jets, 5 wins last year, 6 wins this year. What do you think? I actually think the Jets are kind of under the radar.
Here we go again. You put both of these rating, like when we were doing the running back and wide receiver course, it was like way higher than me. You said 6 wins?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go under 5-11, but I could see 6. I could.
Yeah, I'm gonna say even. I think 6 and 10 is about right.
That's fair. I mean, I'm not mad about that. 6 wins.
Oakland Raiders, 6 wins last year, 8.
8? Well, I'm gonna go over. I think they're a playoff team. I think they're gonna be in the contention for the wild card, especially in the AFC. And they just signed Gruden to a massive contract, so I think they'd be pretty pissed if they don't make the playoffs the first year.
Bro, I feel like you're reading off my notes.
Oh yeah, you sent me I'm Spygate over here again.
I'm gonna say over. I think the Raiders get to 10.
10?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Eagles, 13 last year, 10.5.
It's tough.
AC says they're gonna regress.
I think they'll regress, but I feel like it's the same equivalent to the Vikings. So if I had the Vikings at 11-5, I'll have the Eagles at 11-5. So slightly over what Vegas is telling me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say over, but I think it's gonna be 11 or 12. Pittsburgh Steelers, 13 wins last year. Colin Cowherd says first in the AFC. 10.5. It's their win total.
Honestly, because I just said the Patriots are going to be 11-5 in the AFC. I feel like somebody's going to be better in the AFC to get the first seed, and I feel like this could be one of his correct predictions. So with that being said, over. I feel like considering what we've seen in the last 5 years and how much talent they have, 11 wins, at least 11 wins for the Steelers.
Yeah, I think the Steelers are around 11 and 12 wins this year, so I'm going to say over. 49ers, 6 wins last year, 8.5 is the number, Dilly Vanilli.
By the way, 5 wins in the last 5 games to get them that 6 and 10. You said 8.5 for them?
Yeah, that's a pretty high number.
That's a pretty big number.
That's the same as the Texans, the Cowboys, and that's it.
I will go with 9 and 7 for the 49ers, so I will say slightly over.
I'll say over. I think they get as many as 11, but I think they're around 10 wins. Seahawks, 9 wins last year, 8 wins. That's a lot on Russell Wilson. That's a lot on Russell Wilson.
That's like putting like Steve Young monkey on my back right there to Russell Wilson. Yeah, under. I've said this like since the day after the Super Bowl, and I'm going to continue to tell this to Kev. 6 and 10. They will go 6 and 10 this year.
I'm gonna agree. I think it's under. I don't see them going 500 this year. There's too many holes in the roster, even for Russell Wilson. Similar scenario to the Lions, I think, but I think even the Lions are better. So I'm gonna go
here too.
So yeah, Tampa Bay Bucks, 5 wins last year, 6.5 this year.
By the way, we predicted 5 wins after.
I already know where you're going.
I think we went like what 12 wins for them. 10 wins. 6.5 under. Well, first of all, the 3 games they got to start off with the worst 3 games that Jameis has to win. Like the hardest schedule in NFL history. Steelers.
So that's 0-3 right there.
0-3. We talked about how they're probably going to be like 1-6, 2-5, and again when they get to week 8 against the Bengals, which I rated my number 1 worst game. Check that video out. There's no way they're going to get more than 6.5. It's impossible for me. 3-13, 4-12. I think is where they're going to be at.
Yeah, I think it's under. Just because Jameis Winston scenario. I would say if he was healthy and playing and not in any trouble, I would say it's close. Mm-hmm. I would say around 6-7 wins if he was fully healthy and ready to go. Yep. But
a lot of
now with all these question marks, I think it's around 4 wins for the Bucks.
And by the way, the person that kept commenting to me that like the Bucks he was convinced the Bucks were going to beat the Steelers in this game. How? I don't understand.
Titans, 9 wins last year, 8 this year.
Over. I feel like they can be 9 and 7 at least, in my opinion.
I'm gonna agree. I say their offense improves, their defense is a little bit more talented. Not completely sold that they'll make the playoffs, but I still think they'll be over 500.
Yep.
Redskins, 7 wins and last year and 7 this year.
I'll go even.
They won 7, eh?
Yeah.
I thought they did worse considering all their injuries, but that's pretty good.
It felt like it. 7 and 9, I'll go even. I know they're kind of this QB situation is interesting, but a lot of question marks for the Redskins, and I just don't think they're like they don't sell anything. You know what I mean? Like they're not sold on their own vision, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go right at 7 and 9.
I'm gonna say over. I think they win 8 or 9 games. I think they'll be kind of on the outside looking in at the playoffs, but I think they'll be like around 8 or 9. Just because, like, I don't think they'll get as hurt as last year, and they won 7, being as hurt as they were last year. So I think they'll have a little bit of a bounce back, a little bit more luck in that department. So that's why I'm going to say 7 or 8. So that's the last team. Those are our win totals over under. Everybody was commenting. So I guess we'll read some of the comments now, and then we'll go to our next topic, which will be ranking each division in the NFL, and then we'll answer some more questions, and then we'll get to the NFL stat predictions. Dylan, do you want to go over the chat, or do you want me to do that?
I'll go ahead and go over it.
Okay.
So the first one I can pull up here is the Colts. It's not going any farther. I apologize to everybody that commented before that.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, then put them right now. Because I not the comments, like the comments are fine. We'll just read those off. But do you have any like questions?
Yeah.
Them now.
Ghost Skittle says Colts are going to be under 4-12, worst team in the NFL. Let's see. Ultra says they're going to go
wise, probably. I don't know if they'll be first overall pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they might have. They might have it. Ultra says Colts are going to go 9-7. And Luck will have an MVP.
There are some people that feel that way, don't?
I mean, you're going to have to see the incredible bounce back year, my opinion. Like, you're going to have to see, like, Andrew Luck, like, we haven't seen him in the last 2 years. I don't know. That's just me. That's me. Let's see here. Jaguars, we got comments here. 11-5, so people are saying that they're going to be over for sure. But Necromi, I always forget how you pronounce his name. I'm going to go with gaming. He says they're worse than last year, so they're going to be even with that prediction. Got some Chiefs. Ghost Skittle says the Chiefs are going to be 11-5, so he's confident in those.
So he's on the Mahomes train.
He's on the Mahomes, but some people are agreeing with us. Ultra said 8-8. Gaming says 9-7. So a little bit.
I can definitely see why people think that. I just think there's the thing that goes through my head with evaluating who's going to make the playoffs, who's going to miss the playoffs, the records, is you have to think that there's around 6 teams that miss the playoffs every year. And it's just a matter of trying to think and pick which teams you think will miss the playoffs from last year and the replacement teams. So for me, it's not necessarily that the Chiefs are worse. It's just that I feel like they're one of those teams that are just going to not make it.
I just think they're going to regress more than anything. Not too badly.
But I think what I've said a lot is that I think the Chiefs will be a great team in the next, 2-3 years.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes is going to be great. I think he'll be very good. Chargers. Yeah, a lot of Chargers fans in here. I see 11-5, 11-5, 10-6. A lot of people liking those Chargers, baby. Rams, again, people are just criticizing that 9 over here. Rams over 11-5. Rams 10-4. A lot of good stuff there for the Rams. Greg Gaming says they got too many personalities, but they're still going to go 12-4. So that's any indication.
So does that mean they just absolutely collapse Super Bowl weekend, or what? Yeah. What is this?
I fucking hate you. I want you at the locker room. Boom, 38-0 loss. That's oh my god, that'd be terrible. Please never have a blowout in the Super Bowl. Go Skittle. We're getting to the Dolphins. 6-10. Go Skittle. Ultra says they're going 3-13. So I think he's predicting they're going to be the worst team in the league.
Kevin Durkant, he would say 14 wins.
Easily. He was pissed that I put him on the list 3 times in the worst games list. Yeah, no, not a chance. Let's see, Vikings.
I'm higher than Michael Jr. over here.
Michael Jr.
on the Saints.
Oh, he put him high. Or wait, no, he put him.
He only put them at 11. I say 13, bro.
And he's a Saints fan.
He's a
Isn't
Saints
he?
fan.
Wow, that's crazy. Sebastian Ortiz says under. He says the Vikings are going 9-7. Now we talked about this in our DM
Interesting.
today, but I just don't see it happening,
I
man.
think AC might be on your side.
ACO, yeah. Well, he doesn't like Kirk Cousins. We've known this for a fact. So,
Yeah.
what's up with those Patriots? Go Skittles, obviously a Patriots fan. He put it as a 13-3, but Ultra says 13-3. Gaming says under with a 10-6. That's interesting. Sebastian agrees with me with the even record. We got the Saints records.
As the great Fred Kirsch of PFW Progress says, it's a tough schedule. I'll give him 15-1.
It's a tough schedule, 15-1, and they'll definitely beat the Steelers. Okay, so Ultra says the Saints are over. 13-3 is his prediction. 11-5, 12-4. There's pretty good records for the Saints. I feel like we're pretty confident on that. Everybody's confident. Giants. Ghost Skittle says 6-10. Ultra says 5-11. Gaming says 7-9. 5. So we're pretty much in that 5.
Where's everybody on the Bears?
That's too far, mate. I'm sorry. Wait,
all
hold
right.
on.
Any questions, or should we just get to our next topic?
I can't go for that. Damn. Let me see if I find any more good ones, and then we'll get to our next topic here.
Some people are saying 9-7 for the Bears.
9-7. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Marcos says 9-7. Yeah, I know you're a big Bears fan. You know, we got to rank Mitch's top 5 secondary teams. Like it says secondary, like that's supposed to be 2, but he's got like.
Should I do that right now?
Yes. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do your list for you. So Chargers are number 1. There's no question about that. I feel like even with the Bears they're 1.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Okay, then Bears. 49ers are definitely on the list just because of Jimmy G.
Maybe.
The entire AFC East could be put into one component.
No, that's not it. The Jets they can't be in there.
Who else? I mean, those are definitely 3. I hear them all the time and I clump them together.
Okay. Do you want me to finish the list for you?
Yeah. Give me the other 2. I feel like
if I really had to say this almost to an unbiased level, I guess it depends. Like, it depends on the year, I guess. But Chargers always.
Always.
Bears.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the 49ers are 3rd, but they're certainly in there.
They're in the top 5. I feel like they're in the top 5.
Panthers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I should have known that one.
And I like the Lions. I don't know. I think the Lions maybe 5th. Who's another team? Raiders are in the conversation.
I would not have picked the Raiders on there for you, but
the Jags defense.
yeah, they are great. They are special. Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram.
Actually, you know what? This year, the Saints. I would say the Saints. So my top 5 would be the Chargers, the Bears. 3rd would be the Saints. 4th would be the Panthers. 5th would be the 49ers.
Okay, so if we get a Chargers-Bears Super Bowl this year, he's going to have to split the jersey in half because there's no way he could cheer for both. He'll have Rib Bisky in the back. That'll be what we have. And then what, 17?
That would be the second best thing to the Patriots winning the Super Bowl again.
Oh, my God.
A Bears-Chargers Super Bowl.
I want you to play 2 characters, but like at the same time. So like one guy is like the Bears guy and the other guy's the Chargers guy. You just back and forth. Oh, fantastic. 4 hours of greatness there. But those are the teams. Top 5 Mitch teams. We'll make that a separate segment. All right, next segment.
Okay. Next is ranking every single division in the NFL for 2018. We're going to rank them last, Dylan, to first. Just so you know how this is going to work. All right. So we're going to say last, the ranking, and then your reason why. Let's just go through it. We'll start with you, and then we'll go to me, and that's how we'll do it.
Okay. So I'm looking at every division right now. I want to see what we got here in terms of competition. I'm going to put at the 8th spot. I know they got probably the best team we've seen in the last decade, and so the worst division is the AFC East. I mean, yes, you got to like what the Patriots do. They're obviously amazing, and they got everything going together. I still think they're going to regress this year just a little bit, but look at the 3 teams behind it. I mean, Buffalo, Miami, and Jets. I had them anywhere from like 4 to 6 wins apiece. So this is not exactly a division that's going to be very difficult to win, and that's what I want out of a division where you're going to see the top 3, even 4 divisions. You're like, damn, these are really competitive divisions with some really great teams, even at the 3rd and 4th spot. But this is not a division I would like to watch the most. So, number 8, the worst division, the AFC East.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Even with the Patriots there, and you know what's funny? The Patriots have actually had the most, or not the Patriots, the AFC East as a division has actually had the most wins of any division in the NFL since the reshuffling in 2002.
That's such a weird stat because you would not expect that. You just wouldn't feel.
Bro, like you just got ultra fuzzy for some reason. Did you like put something in front of your webcam?
No. Am I
you're good now? That was weird. Anyways, AFC East, even despite that statistic, Jets will be under 500. Dolphins will likely be under 500. The Bills will be missing the playoffs and not making it. And it seemed like it's kind of crazy to say this, though, because – and a lot of people even underrate this division because the Dolphins made it 2 years ago. The Bills made it last year. We've had playoff teams, 2 playoff teams the last 2 years. So, I mean, it's been a decent division lately. It's just this year I just don't see it all putting together. So, I'm going to have the AFC East in 8th place. What's your number 7, Dylan?
By the way, go Skittle. Yes, Peach Fuzz.
And I also think a lot of that AFC East ranking has to do with the quarterback position.
Yeah, oh, God. I mean, you got Josh Allen. You know I'm not the biggest fan of. Sam Darnold, who was in, that situation. And Ryan Tannehill? No, not good. Yeah, Peach Fuzz Dilly's coming in. I'm allowed to grow it for a little bit because work isn't fucking with me. 7th. I'm going to go the AFC North. They got a really good, again, another really solid team at the top with the Steelers. But besides that, I mean, you got Cleveland, who, of course, went 0-16 last year. They'll be way better than that, but still probably in that 5-win range. Cincinnati, I think, is going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL, as I've already explained. And Baltimore is just one of those teams I can never trust to actually get somewhere until they actually make the playoffs. If Joe Flacco makes the playoffs, watch the fuck out because this is Joe Flacco, peak Flacco. But if not, they're just not going to be that good. So that's my second worst division. Number 7, the AFC North.
Okay, again, you're reading off my paper, bro. This is why I usually go first, is because you copy my paper, and then I have to repeat what you say like you created it. Anyways, I'm going AFC North here. Pittsburgh Steelers are a great team, but like the Patriots, they don't have much support in their own division. We don't know what the Browns are yet. The Bengals, you know, they're a team stuck in the middle of no man's land. And then you have the Baltimore Ravens with a quarterback that's regressing and basically a coach that's trying to hold and put together an old football team. They don't have much of an exciting offense. So I don't think any of those 3 other teams are making the playoffs. The Steelers will be a top team in the AFC. But again, there's just not enough support and depth in this division. So the AFC North is number 7. And Dylan's is also the AFC North at number 7. At number 6, who do you have, Dylan?
Are we going to get it right again? I know there's 2 teams.
I actually don't think so, but we'll see.
Okay, there's 2 divisions I'm looking for here at number 6, but I'm going to go with my own division. The NFC East here at number 6 for me. Yeah, of course, I'm a Dallas fan, but you got the Eagles over here, really solid. I feel like they'll obviously make the playoffs, even looking at number 1 seed again. I still think they will regress, but they're still very good. Cowboys fighting for a playoff spot. I still think they'll be good, but 9-7, 10-6, somewhere around there. Other 2 teams I think are just very mediocre / kind of bad, and I cannot put trust in Eli Manning. So I just don't have much trust in the other 2 teams to even look for the playoffs. Dallas might not be a playoff team, and there's 1 to stand up on top. So that's a number 6 NFC East.
Bro, I swear to God.
I knew it was going to happen.
Copying it, man. I got the NFC East at number 6 as well. It's just because it was between them and my next division. And I feel like the other division is a little bit more top heavy as opposed to this one. Might have a little bit more depth, but I just don't think the depth is enough to overcome the other teams. So I feel like, and I'm not as high on the Cowboys as you are, Dylan, but I'm a little bit higher on the Redskins. But I don't feel like either of these teams are good enough to really say, I don't think either of them are playoff teams quite. So I feel like they're sort of in the mediocre land. Well, the Giants, I think, they have potential, but I just don't think they can put it all together. But the Eagles, of course, Super Bowl champions, they're going to be another contender in the NFC again. So they probably be around what they were last year. I mean, probably about the same.
I agree. At number 5, I feel like we're going to have the same number 5, which will make this list hilarious. The NFC West is here at my number 5 slot.
God.
This is funny to me. Yeah, I mean, you got the Rams, who are great. Like, they're really, really solid. And the 49ers, who are the up-and-coming team. But you also have Seattle and Arizona, who are going to fucking tank. Well, actually, the Seahawks are going to tank. The Arizona's just going to be whatever. The 49ers, I feel like, are very close to making the playoffs. And the Rams are definitely going to make the playoffs. That's why they're better than the NFC East, because I have more confidence in them. So, number 5, NFC West.
Damn you, Dylan. At number 5, I have the NFC West because I feel like at this moment in time, I have both the Rams and the 49ers making the playoffs. That being said, they're a little bit better than the NFC East, although I think the depth of the NFC East might be a little bit more talented than the Seahawks and Cardinals. Cardinals did still win 8 games last year, and the Seahawks still do have Russell Wilson, so I mean, that isn't too terrible. So I think that probably the Seahawks and Cardinals will be fighting it out for last place in that division. But, you know, like I said, the top 2 teams make it just enough, good enough, especially the Rams, to put it above the NFC East. Who is your number 4, Dylan?
We have the exact same power rankings through 4 teams. Let's see if we can hit it 5 for 5. At number 4, I'm going to go. This is tough. I'm different.
I might disagree with you just to disagree with you here.
No, don't pull that garbage. If you have it written down, I don't have mine written down. I saw you writing yours down.
I'm doing it right now.
I'm going between 2 divisions. I'm sorry. This is tough. I'm going to go with at number 4, the AFC South. I really like the overall aspect of this division. I think there's actually some really good talent there. Indianapolis, I think, holds this division down a little bit. But you look at Tennessee, they're a really good, solid team that could make the playoffs. Houston, I think, is going to be an upgrade. Will be very close to making the playoffs again. And Jacksonville, stud at their top. So, number 4, AFC South.
Yeah, I actually am going to disagree. I have the AFC West.
It was between.
Yeah, it's close. It's very close. I can see why you would argue the AFC West because maybe they're a more complete 4-team division as opposed to the Colts at the bottom, depending on how you feel about the Colts in the AFC South. But I think the way I think about it is with the AFC South, I could see 3 teams being in the AFC Championship. I could see the Jaguars making it. I could see the Texans making it. I could see the Titans making it, depending on where the season goes. For the AFC West, while I really think that the top 2 teams, I love the Chargers, they still need to prove that they are an elite team. And then you have the Raiders, who I think are going to have a bounce back this year, and I think they have the talent and the coaching to do so. But I still think there's a lot of question marks there, as opposed to the AFC South, where I don't think there's as many question marks. So the AFC South is 3rd. The AFC West is 4th. The AFC West just has a little bit more of a question mark as opposed to the AFC South, where we saw it a little bit more last year. And the Broncos, I don't know if they're going to put it together with Case Keenum or not. And the Chiefs have a rookie quarterback. And I don't know. So, yeah, I think the AFC West, it could be better than the AFC South, but I just think the AFC South has a little bit more proven.
Is your AFC South the number 3 then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll main my number 3, which is the AFC West. I do like what I see out of the AFC South. Don't get me wrong. I feel like the Colts just held it down a little bit, but Denver and Kansas City, they're going to be 7-9, 8-8, somewhere around there. And I really like what these 2 teams, Oakland and Chargers. And you brought up the AFC Championship game. I don't feel like the Tennessee Titans can make the AFC Championship game. That's just my opinion. But I feel like both the Chargers and the Raiders, if all goes well and they play very solid. Could be competing in the AFC Championship game. The Chargers, they got a lot of talent. I know Mitch will bring it up throughout the season, but there's a lot of great things to look for in the Chargers, especially defensively. I mean, that defense is solid. And for the Raiders, you got to like what they brought with Gruden here. They see that their boy, Derek Carr, like that's their guy. They're going to put it all the chips in on Derek Carr, who I think will have a way better season than he did last year. So all things considered, I just feel like the top two teams in the AFC West are going to be very good. So that's why I'm number 3.
Okay, I think this might shock you. Number 2, I got the NFC South.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how to feel
this is what I'm basing it off. I'm not basing it off last year. I'm basing it off what I think the teams are this year. So if you've been listening to me in this video, I think there's going to be 2 teams from the NFC North to make the playoffs. In the NFC South, I think there's only likely going to be 1. And then you look at the depth of the division. I think the Panthers and Falcons are around 8 to 11 win teams. I think that the Vikings and Packers are better than the second place team of that division. And then you go to the bottom where I think the Lions and Bears are both way better than the Bucs.
Yeah.
So that being said, I think that the Bears have a ton of potential. The Lions have Matt Stafford, and depending on a new coach, it could all work out. So they have potential there. And I think the Packers with Aaron Rodgers are dangerous. The Vikings are a solid team top to bottom. So I think the NFC North is the best division. NFC South is the second best division. NFC South, I love the Saints. Falcons and Panthers, a little bit of a regression this year, but I still think they're good teams. And the Bucs, I think they're done because of this Winston situation.
Dude, on comments is fucking dumb. Yeah, no, I agree with you, actually. Number 2 is the South, and number 1 is the NFC North. And again, reasons they're there. I mean, look at the NFC North, right? These are 4 teams that we're thinking pretty decently on. Bears are going to make a big step up, as Mitch will tell you. Minnesota, of course, 13-3 last year. Will make a regression, but still going to be 11-5. Green Bay is going to make a step up for sure, considering what we saw last year. They got Aaron Rodgers. And Detroit, who I feel like we're probably the lowest on and anybody in this division, is still close to a 500 team. And that's like the worst team that they have here. With the NFC South, the Buccaneers are going to be pretty bad. So that's already an outlier for why they're worse than the NFC North. Like you said, Atlanta and Carolina will take a little bit of a step back, and they might barely make the playoffs as like a 6th seed, but I don't have as much confidence in. And New Orleans is great, but they also can be just as equal as Minnesota. I mean, like you could link those together. So if you look at the other 3 teams and the strength that they have, Green Bay is better than any team in the NFC South other than New Orleans at this point. And I feel like Chicago just brings them up to a whole nother level because Tampa Bay's at the bottom. So number 2, NFC South. Number 1, NFC North.
Again, if we were judging it off last year's standings and last year's the way they played, then last year would be the NFC South. But for us, we just feel a little bit differently. And if you guys disagree, that's what we're here for. You know, we're just here to disagree and argue, and that's why we're here. So if you guys disagree, you know, leave your comment and let us know what you guys think. Okay, so the next topic is going to be stats.
Stats. Gotta love those
going
stats.
to lead the league in passing yards, touchdowns, rushing yards, touchdowns, receptions, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, sacks, interceptions, tackles. Dylan, I have nothing written down. This is off the top of my noggin, bro.
Top of the noggin.
Let's start off with the QBs. Let's start off with the passers. Let's start off with the people that you want to hear about.
Okay.
So let's start off with, do you want to include completion percentage of passer rating or no?
No.
Okay.
First,
passing yards. Who do you think is going to lead the league in yards thrown?
This is going to surprise everybody, especially the guy there. Phillip Rivers, I think, will be the leader in passing yards this year.
You believe in the Chargers?
I feel like the chart. First of all, if Phillip Rivers throws fucking bombs, I mean, he's just going to throw down the field and be like, you know what, Keenan Allen, I haven't thrown a 60-yard pass to you in a while. Boom, touchdown. He's just going to do it. He's the guy to be the gunslinger in today's modern NFL. He's going to throw deep. He was second last year in yards, by the way, behind Brady. But I feel like he's just going to throw, a lot of deep passes. That's just kind of the style that he's known for, and I think he's got the offensive talent to do so. And I think they're going to be better than what they were last year. So They're going to put up a lot of yards. He might be close. I'm going to be honest with you. He might be close to 5,000 passing yards this year. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say, like, if I had to guess, about 4,800, somewhere around there.
Honestly, bro, this is a really difficult one.
It's hard. It's hard to pick, but I just went there.
I'm going to go with Derek Carr.
Wow. Derek Carr.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm thinking about it. I'm going through the teams. Dak, no.
No.
Carson Wentz, maybe, but I don't think so. Brady, he won it last year, so probably not this year. Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, they run it a little bit too much. Packers, Aaron Rodgers certainly could be the one.
Definitely.
Yeah, Jimmy G, maybe. Russell Wilson, probably not. Never really been a high yardage guy. Cam Newton, probably not. I mean, Drew Brees, not the way that they've played recently on offense. They run the ball more. The Rams, Jared Goff, not quite a believer in him just yet. Matt Stafford, they're going to commit to the run more this year. Maybe Andrew Luck if he's fully healthy from day one. Certainly.
He's not going to be supporting him.
Philip Rivers, I think, is in the conversation. But I'm going to go Derek Carr because I think John Gruden, he loves Derek Carr. They're going to pass the ball a lot. They don't really have a great run game. So let's go Derek Carr.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Got it. What's the next category we got here?
Okay. I thought you were just going to assume it. Next one is the passing touchdowns category. Who do you think is going to have the most passing TDs in the NFL?
Okay. I'm looking at the reason I'm looking at this stat or this list is because it's going to help me remind me of what happened last year. I'm looking at stat leaders from 2017. It's just going to be the most comprehensive way to do this. Not a lot of touchdowns thrown, man. The most touchdowns thrown by any quarterback last year, Russell Wilson at 34. But there was a man that got hurt and would have had more touchdowns if he had played there. And I'm going to go with him as my leading touchdown thrower this year, Carson Wentz. Threw 33 last year. I think he'll be very solid. I think he'll have maybe close to 40 passing touchdowns. I'm going to be honest with you there. I think he's just going to be, keep doing his thing. And the Eagles offense certainly has reason to believe that he can do it, especially in year 3. So Carson Wentz here at my passing touchdown leader.
I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers. He's back. He's going to be playing, and Packers certainly need him to throw the ball, and especially in the red zone, they trust him. So I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers for touchdown passes.
This is fair. It's fair. By the way, after we I want to do the thing where we look at the comments for like each one, like from what we got from other people in here.
All right, go ahead.
So Go Skittle, of course, says Tom Brady. I mean, why not? For touchdowns.
It's never a bad bet.
Yards. Gaming says Rodgers or Breeze is going to get the yards. And Go Skittle agrees that Derek Carr has a chance when you predicted that. So he's a supporter there. In terms of our passing touchdowns category, Go Skittle says Joe Flacco, and I hope he's joking. Rob says Jimmy G. He is a 49ers fan, but he says Jimmy G.
That's reasonable. I actually thought about that. I'm not going to lie.
I like Gaming's response here, though. Rodgers or Deshaun? Deshaun Watson, he was lighting up the touchdown boards last year.
He was.
Could do it again. So there you go.
All right, let's get to your rushing. I know you want to get to Zeke, so let's see what you have here. Rushing yards. Dilly Vanilli, who is going to lead the league in rushing this year?
My answer is going to be Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, I'm sorry, surprised. But the Cowboys are going to want to use him, considering our wide receiver core is pretty dog shit. And Dak Prescott has not looked at as great as he was in year 1. So why not use the guy that's been there for the last, when he's played, been very, 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 very good. So, by the way, he missed 6 games, and he was still 10th in rushing yards last year. He almost had 1,000 yards and missed 6 games. So, going to go Elliott.
Yeah, Elliott's not a bad one. I think he's certainly in the conversation. I'm trying to name it somebody else just for the sake of it. Of course, Kareem Hunt won it last year. Yes, I'm just going through the teams here. Le'Veon Bell's in the conversation. David Johnson's in the conversation.
Early.
Gurley is in the conversation. If I had to give an outside bet, I'm going to go Leonard Fournette.
Ooh, Leonard, that's a sneaky one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Leonard Fournette.
Okay. He definitely has the power yard.
I think he will be in the top 3 for rushing attempts. So that's going to enable him to have a good opportunity for rushing yards.
I would agree with that. He'll have probably the top 5 in rushing attempts. Okay. Yeah. I'm not mad about that. He got a 90 in the first of all. Got a 90 in a Madden game, like second year. That's impressive. I'm just going to point that out. All right.
Rushing touchdowns, Dilly Vanilli. Who's going to lead the league in rushing touchdowns?
This is tough. By the way, there was only 2 running backs with more than 10 rushing touchdowns last year. That just kind of saddens me. It's almost sick. This is tough.
Not Zeke?
Not gonna go with Zeke. I don't think Zeke is gonna get this one, personally. Because I feel actually no, I'm not gonna pick Zeke on this one. I'm gonna go. Ingram had the second most, but he's not gonna get it this year. I'm gonna go with Le'Veon Bell. I'm gonna go with Le'Veon Bell as the rushing touchdown guy. He had 9 last year. I know he's more of as a receiver, running back guy. Doesn't really rush a lot for touchdowns, but I feel like he'll get it this year, even if it's a low total. He's obviously one of the best guys in the league, probably the best running back total in the league. So, Bell.
Okay, for me, it's between 2 guys. Mm-hmm. It's between Todd Gurley.
Todd, yep.
And Melvin Gordon.
Ooh, you're a big Melvin guy. All right.
I think both of them have a lot of opportunity to score touchdowns, a lot of opportunity to get in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the offense that I believe is a little bit stronger, so I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm going to go with Todd Gurley.
All right. Fair enough. I like that.
Receptions. Who will lead the NFL in receptions? By the way, last year when I said Keenan Allen might have won, everybody laughed, but he finished like 3rd. So whatever.
4th. He didn't get it, though. He did not get it. He was 10 receptions short. Okay, first off, Jarvis Landry was the leader in this category last year. Fucking hell. I'm going to go DeAndre Hopkins as my leading receiver this year.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
He did not get 100 last year, but especially with Deshaun Watson going to be fully healthy, I think he will get a ton of targets, especially in the red zone. So I'm going to go DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm going to go Keenan Allen. Screw it. Keenan Allen, baby. 2 years in a row. You better get it this year, Keenan Allen. God damn it.
He's got to do it this year. I got to feel it. All right.
Receiving yards. Where are you going with receiving yards?
Fam, let's just pick the same one. Come on. It's Antonio Brown.
I was going to pick Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. He had 1,500 receiving yards. Like, come on. There's no way. No one's going to beat them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going Antonio Brown as well. Receiving touchdowns.
This is another tough one. By the way, Hopkins had 13. The most highest after that was our boy Devontae Adams at number 10, or at 10. So
that's an interesting one.
Very interesting here. Across the board could be very difficult to pick who's the red zone threat in this scenario. I'm gonna go a little bold. I'm gonna go very bold. I'm gonna go like a little off the wall here. I'm gonna go Marvin Jones as your leading.
Whoa,
touchdown.
That's like a Keenan Allen last year pick.
Yeah, that's a sneaky one. But like, first off, he had 9 receiving touchdowns for them. So that was tied 4th in the league.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, he's gonna look for his threats, and I feel like Marvin Jones is his best threat that he has out there. So one-on-one fade route, you got to go with Marvin Jones there. So I'm gonna go with him as my leading receiver in touchdowns.
For me, it's between 3 people: Hopkins, AJ Green, and the guy I'm gonna pick.
Okay.
Gronk.
I'm not surprised by that. No?
Gronk.
I'm a little surprised because he's not really like, if he makes his touchdowns, it's always like not in the end zone.
It won't be like a crazy amount, but I think he'll get like 12, which will be enough to win.
Well, somebody said Paul Richardson. Fuck off. I'm sorry, guys.
I think he did that on purpose.
I hope he did. All right. What's the next one we got here?
Zach Miller.
Zach Miller. I love it.
The next one is tackles.
I can never predict tackles. This is always so
impossible, but give it your best. Give it your best go.
Okay. Because it's okay. First of all, it's either going to be a linebacker or a safety. Or there's no questions going to be anything else. The top 11 people are fucking linebackers from last year. I'm going to go. I don't want to be a basic bitch and just call this guy out, but like I feel like Luke Kuechly could be the leader. But I'm gonna go. Damn, this is hard. I don't want to be that. Yeah, all right. I'll be the basic bitch. I'm gonna pick Luke Kuechly. First of all, he has a 99 overall rating in Madden, so he should damn well know how to get the tackles. And yeah, if he stays healthy, he's a fucking beast. So Kuechly.
I'm actually checking these. Who led the league in tackles last year?
It was. What's his fucking name? I can't remember. There's 3 guys with Blake Martinez.
Was it Preston Brown last year?
Preston Brown had 140.
Okay, yeah, I know my pick. I'm gonna go Deion Jones. Deion Jones.
That's solid. I like that. You got me sold on Deion Jones. I am a big fan of him. So. One of the guys you've actually sold me on.
Which is rare. I haven't sold you on many people yet.
No, because you're always about your teams and how the teams are gonna be just so fucking good. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's go to sacks. Who do you think is gonna lead the NFL in sacks in 2018?
Sacks category. Chandler Jones, your boy, a guy that I like, actually led this category last year with 17. I don't think he's gonna do it this year. I'm gonna go with the man that I actually named Defensive Player of the Year last year, Calais Campbell. I think he'll be very solid. He got 14.5 last year. I expect him to get like 16 this year. So I think that'll be enough. Calais Campbell.
I'm going to go with the Chargers, Joey Bosa.
Joey Joe.
Yes, I think it's his time.
I'm not surprised you picked that. But
And interceptions, which is also one of the most impossible categories. Where are you going?
This is the one I can never really get. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the leaders for the shift from last year. God damn it, the screen is not working anymore. Pause while I figure this shit out. Should I name a guy that wasn't even on our top 100? Patrick Peterson? You would love that.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to name him. He's not going to get enough. Actually, go ahead and name yours first because I can't really think of any off the top of my head.
I think I'm going to go with Jalen Ramsey.
I like that pick. That's not bad. That's not bad. Jalen Ramsey.
I can't really think of a safety that really pops out. Like, I mean, Kevin Byard got it last year, but how often does that happen twice? And
Who got it last year?
Kevin Byard and Darius Slay.
Kevin Byard. Jesus, I can't find fucking shit. I like that Jalen Ramsey pick. I might have to agree with you on this because it's just like a stat that you wouldn't expect them to like actually have. So like I can never predict interception rates. But I'll go with Ramsey. I'll agree with you on this.
All right. That concludes our statistic rundown for who we believe is going to win the statistical categories from passing yards to interceptions. We have some interesting picks, but I'd like to know what you guys have as your picks as well. So let us know. Dylan, let's wrap this video up by getting the remaining questions from the fans, and then we'll be out.
Oh, were we doing a little team association?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a good game here. I like this.
Let's do the team association. Dylan, you can start off. Go down the list of the NFC teams, and then once you're done the NFC, I'll do all the AFC teams. So then, because sometimes it's a little hard if you're the one naming the team, you think of it first. So you know what I mean?
Wait, I'm gonna name the team, and we'll go back and forth.
You'll name the team. You'll be like Cowboys, and then I'll say the first person that comes to my head, and you'll say it. But like, if you're the one that names the team, you have a little bit longer to think about who you're going to pick. Yeah. So it's not necessarily always the first person you actually think of if you name the team first. You know what I mean? So we'll switch it. You do NFC, then I'll do AFC.
So we're just doing one player. We're doing one player for
first one that comes to your head. Any player, all time, any position.
All right. Yeah. I want the fans to know what we're doing. Okay. It won't be long here. So we're gonna start off with the NFC East. Philadelphia Eagles.
Brandon Graham.
Donovan McNabb. That's just the first person I thought of. I had more time to think about that. Brandon Graham. That's interesting. All right. Dallas Cowboys.
Tony Romo.
Fuck. That was gonna be mine. Zeke Elliott.
No, you gotta say the same one if it's the same one.
Fine.
If you think of it's the first person you think of.
All right. I apologize. Okay, I'm actually gonna split these up into NFC. Like, I'm not gonna go just division because you'll have time to know who's like last in the division. So.
Oh, okay. But you just need to know what teams you've said because
No, I'll figure. All right. Carolina Panthers.
Cam Newton.
Luke Kuechly. So we're pretty basic on that. All right. Arizona Cardinals.
Patrick Peterson.
Kurt Warner. Yeah, old school shit. Patrick Peterson. He's great. I don't care what you said. Washington Redskins.
Alex Smith. That's a weird one.
No, mine was also weird. Why the fuck did I think Joe Theismann as like the first guy? He's like, I didn't even watch.
That's the first guy who came.
He's like the bully, the legend. Alex Smith hasn't played a single second. We will see. New Orleans Saints.
Drew Brees.
Alvin Kamara. That's the player I'll pick. Let's see. Minnesota Vikings.
Kirk Cousins. I don't know why he hasn't played. This is the first guy that come in my head.
Adrian Peterson. That was the first name that came to my head. I was looking for somebody like, no, I've seen the Vikings uniform. All right, then. Atlanta Falcons.
Michael Vick.
Matt Ryan. I do love Michael Vick, though. Don't get me wrong.
Fair enough.
The Bears.
Trubisky.
Fuck, I was going to say Trubisky, too, and I'm not even
if it's the first guy that comes to your head, you have
No, that's what I was thinking. No, that's why I said it. I just found it funny. I'm like, why was that the first person I wanted to face? He's not my favorite
That's
player.
Your favorite guy.
No! I hate him. I don't hate him, but I don't like him. Los Angeles Rams.
Todd Gurley.
So we could read each other's minds. Seattle Seahawks.
Cam Chancellor.
Russell Wilson. So I'm glad you didn't say that, but that's a nice little clap for Cam Chancellor. Let's see, what have I not called yet? Oh, New York Giants.
Phil Simms.
Eli Manning. Philly Simms. Let's see. I don't think I got everybody yet. I feel like Buccaneers.
Doug Martin.
Warren Sapp, baby. Warren Sapp. Old school as you get. I should have said, if I had thought of Ronald Jones about 5 seconds earlier, that would have been classic troll moment. 49ers.
Kyle Shanahan.
Joe Montana. You didn't even name a player. I know the sideline guys very, very well. I think I got everybody. I think if I missed one, actually, did I say Detroit Lions? I don't think I said that one.
Barry Sanders.
I was thinking Barry Sanders too. Yeah, I think that is. I believe that's everybody. Yep.
All right, AFC time. You ready?
This is gonna be. Yeah, go ahead.
Oakland Raiders.
Derek Carr.
Rich Gannon.
What a legend. God, I want him on my all-star team.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Alex Smith.
I also thought of Alex Smith.
So you got him in the Redskins. What did you say?
Jake Barton.
Who?
Jake Barton.
Oh, Jake Barton. I was like, wait, What player did you just
Nobody
Yeah,
will
Jake.
know that except for us.
The
Chargers.
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, same. Throw a curveball, Bills.
Oh fuck. Sean McCoy.
Jim Kelly.
Oh, could I? If I did, just thought of Doug Flutie too. That would have been
Broncos.
John Elway.
Same. Jets.
Joe Namath.
Yeah, same.
I had a bobblehead right in front of me. That's always
Dolphins.
thinking. Ryan Tannehill.
Dan Marino.
Way better quarterback. Way better.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Big Ben.
Mean Joe Green.
That's out there for a first reaction.
That's the first guy I think of in the Steelers. Patriots.
Brady.
Yeah, Brady. Obviously.
I'm sorry. It's just so.
Ravens.
Flacco.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis. I'm sorry if I'm naming a lot of QBs. That's just how I think.
It's the first thing that sort of comes to your head, right?
Yep.
Bengals.
Marvin Lewis.
Chad Johnson.
Oh God, so much better. Ocho Cinco.
Brownies.
Fuck. Brownies. Duke Johnson.
Jim Brown.
Okay, there you go. Way better. I'm like, wait, I'm freezing. All right, there you go.
Colts.
Andrew Luck.
Peyton. Texans.
Deshaun Watson.
Matt Schaub.
Yes. Oh, give me every quarterback. Like I want this group, right? It's like Matt Schaub, David Garrard from the Jags. Every just quarterback in the mid to late 2000s that we don't remember anymore. You know, like they're not great whatsoever. Dan Orlovsky, give me that guy.
I think I have two more teams.
Titans. Steve Nair.
That's the same. Yeah. Who's the last team?
I had a list. I'm gonna look and see if you haven't gotten any.
No, it's one team. Damn it! Oh, Jaguars.
David Garrard.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yes, get that team back together. That was.
Is that everybody?
Let's see. Got everybody in the AFC North. Yeah, you got everybody.
All right, that's name associations with the bottom line view. That was pretty fun. I like that.
I enjoyed that. That was fun.
All right. Any remaining questions? We'll stick around for a couple more minutes. But Dylan, do you want to plug anything while that's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna be working on some new videos. You guys have seen the ranking every primetime game schedule. I hope you guys enjoyed. The comments are always just like, why do you have this game?
I love that everybody participated. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Yeah, I just saw that. That was great. Thank you guys. I like that. I like the inspiration. Garrard, there was a Garrard comment, and I do like that. But yeah, so you guys have seen that. I've got a couple of more videos coming out. The next one, I believe, the next one that's coming out is 5 quarterbacks that are going to bounce back in 2018. I made this video last year. I had some fun. Some of them did do well, like Cam Newton. Others, like Carson Palmer, did not do so well. So we'll see if this rankings video will be any different from last year. So that's the next video coming out for me. And, of course, we're releasing a lot of good content between the both of us. And I know Mitch has got a lot. So that's what I'm promoting.
Yeah, I have so many videos coming out, guys. But the main thing to advertise is the 26th of July, 15 days. We will be starting our team previews. So myself, Dylan, and 2 guys that you may or may not know, AC and Kevel, are going to be joining us on videos predicting every single team, their records, going through their schedules, their teams, their rosters, their depth chart, everything, giving you a season preview in depth for every team. So that's starting in 2 weeks. We also have videos coming out. I'm ranking every offense. I'm ranking every defense. Fantasy football stuff's going to be coming soon. And we'll also be asking you to join our league coming soon. The rest of the Madden tournament is coming out. and a bunch of other stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Also, if you see any of these videos pop up on YouTube, because I'll probably release some of these as separate videos, don't go in the comments and be like, I've already seen this. Thank you. All right. Okay. Just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not. And I hope you guys had fun. We did. So anyways, see you next time, guys. For Mitch and Dylan, peace out.
Peace.